One Up Spot podcast. We are on episode 8.
Episode 8.
Episode 8. I'm your host, Coffee Cat, here with
Galila.
And today, we're talking about streaming.
Yeah.
It's
gonna be great.
We talked about our lives last time. Got
Yeah.
some details, a little bit more about each other.
Yeah. I learned a little bit about you too. So
I learned some good old things about you as well that I didn't know. And yeah. So, yes, streaming.
I'm very excited for this topic.
Me too. It's something both of us have been into for a little over a year now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a pretty important part of our lives. I'm sure a lot of you are very familiar with our streaming on the good old BAM!
The Twitch. I don't really have any Twitch gear, but I was going to.
You got the pillow.
Listen, I do have
the pillow. The pillow is important.
The pillow.
The pillow is important. That counts.
Pillow. I don't know why I had to show it off. Anyway.
Because it's important.
It is important. Anyway.
Listen. You said you had no Twitch gear. Don't lie.
I mean, I do. Okay, I did lie a little bit. I do have Twitch. I actually have shirts, but I didn't wear it today.
Oh, I wear this hoodie everywhere. It's like a habit. It's like my jacket.
You know what? I need to get a Twitch hoodie. Like, it's been decided.
It's not that expensive. It's pretty nice.
I need to get a Twitch hoodie. I only have like a couple shirts, but I really need like...
Yeah.
Or I actually have a sweater and a couple shirts, but yeah.
Yeah, see?
I have a sweater and a couple shirts.
Sweater.
Mm-hmm.
So, you tell me about what got you started into streaming, maybe the date you started, game you remember, what you're playing now, how that's been going, and maybe share some goals that you're looking forward to.
Sure. So I started actually March 17th, 2020. It was on St. Patty's Day. I actually remember it pretty well because I was wearing green. I was all set. I was all so excited for my first stream, and I was really freaking nervous.
Right before the good old pandemic hit.
right before the pandemic hit. I was actually what got me into streaming was actually Kat and Rob.
Hi.
Because they had a channel called Code Brew Gaming, which is now just Rob at this point. And this was before Kat decided to go to Coffee Cat.
Yes.
I was kind of, always kind of pretty much on their channel for the most part. I was there pretty regularly, and, I really enjoyed, like, the people that I was chatting with, the community that I was chatting with. And then Kat and Rob, decided to have us, like, on their channel one of those days, which was really fun. And we had a good old time. And I remember we had Barrio afterward. It was a grand old time.
Barrio?
Which is a good taco place, by the way.
Good.
But, and then, we had a really good, I think it was Jackbox, I think we were doing.
Yes.
I think I remember us doing Jackbox. It was really, really fun. And I enjoyed it. I was like, I could probably see myself doing something like this. Like, this seems really freaking fun, and I get to meet new people, which I always really like, meeting new people.
Yeah.
And then I saw Coffee Cat, so we, Kat had her own thing going on, and, I started, I know you did yours in, was it December? January. Sorry, I needed a drink. So Kat was doing, her own thing in January, and then, a couple months went by. I was a moderator for, I'm still a moderator for her channel. And, we're both mods on each other's channels, actually.
That's how it works.
It's love.
It's
anyway.
love.
So, and I realized I was like, this looks really freaking fun. I really want to do this, and I could see myself doing it. And I know that actually we actually met a Twitch partner in January.
We did.
And it was at OhioCon, and it's Aurora Peachy, by the way, which Peachy. Is my inspiration. I love her to death. And she actually, it's so funny how we met, because she actually came up to me, and I was in Kairi from Kingdom Hearts 3, and she was Riku from Kingdom Hearts 3, and she just came up to me, she's like, I love love your cosplay. And I'm like, thank you. And like, I love yours. And like, we bonded a little bit and we talked to each other, and I saw her hubby, and we got to like really talk. And then, I was like, oh, do you have an Instagram? Do you have like a Twitter or whatever? She's like, yeah, here's, all my stuff. And we followed each other. And then, I realized at that moment, like, I looked at Kat. I'm like, Kat, this is a Twitch partner here. Like, I didn't know, like, that she was like a Twitch partner. So I started freaking out. And then I started watching her a lot more. So it was like Kat. So I started watching Kat, and then I started watching Peachy more. And I think that's kind of when I was like, okay, I really could see this happening. I'm going to give it a go. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out, whatever.
Yeah.
So I think, like, when I first streamed on Twitch, so I did Spyro, actually, yes. The Reignited trilogy on the PS4. And I really enjoyed it. I did a lot more platformers, I think, at the beginning. Actually really did retro gaming, so it was kind of like I did a lot more, like, retro games at the beginning. And then I realized that I was kind of very much limiting myself to retro games. I didn't really like that because I wanted to play other games. So then I switched to, being completely a retro gamer to a variety streamer. And I think I'm enjoying it a lot more because I get to do a lot more of what I want to do.
Yeah.
Because I'm not just sticking with games either. I do a lot of different things than that. Like I put on a concert and things like that. I've been doing different things. So, I overall enjoy it. I really like it. I think, so where I was mostly streaming platformers. I did like Shadow of the Colossus. I did Ico. I did, I moved up to, Resident Evil 5. I did, Dark Souls forever with Kat, actually, which we beat, and I'm very excited for Bloodborne. I'm just saying.
I have to do a BL4 of that, by the way, because of the money we raised for St. Jude. It was one of my incentives for them and for the community. I have to do a BL4, which, if you don't know what that means, you can't level up. I can't use my blood echoes.
That's gonna be fun.
Oh, I love Blood. Like, we won't get into Bloodborne.
Yeah,
because
Bloodborne. You guys will eventually be seeing Kat and I do Bloodborne together.
Double Bloodborne for Kat. Let's go.
It'll be great. I'm very excited about it. Yeah, and then I did, like, Ocarina. I think what really, like, because I did Detroit Become Human. I did Nier Gestalt, which Kat's now doing Nier Replicant.
It's so good.
And, I think... and I did Final Fantasy X.
Yeah.
I'm currently doing Final Fantasy VI and Chrono Trigger and Tomb Raider right now. Yeah, no, I'm, honestly, I think what's really kind of worth it to me is the community that I have. And the people, the friends that I've made, I think, along the way, I think the most important part for me. Yeah, and I just, like, I like experiencing new games and, like, stuff I've never played before, and, like, experiencing it with people that have played it before. And, some of them, they do, like, kind of, like, help me a little bit here and there, but, like, I don't know, I just really enjoy it now. And I guess my goals, I keep going back and forth. I have a goal for the end of this year, and it's to get Twitch partner, but I don't know if it's gonna happen. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I literally, my hands are up in the air. I don't know if it will, but the thing about it is I'm enjoying my streaming journey. I'm enjoying my community, and I think my goals is to really just, I don't know, strengthen the community, make it better, and I think more. I really want, like, people to interact more with each other and, like, grow as friends, like, in my community. I think that's kind of where I want to see myself, I think, towards the end of this year, too, is I just want I just want more people to really bond with one another inside my community. I want to have like those moments where, you know, you have certain, you know, where you have inside jokes and things like that. Like, we have our own corner called the Snuggly Cat Corner. Like, you know, I like...
Not me, cat.
So, no, it's another cat. Well, really, Steins is his name, but, you know, it's like, it's been nice. And here's the thing I think that I learned from it is that, what I learned from streaming is that you don't have to have the most elaborate setup.
No.
At first. No. Believe me, I know Kat can probably tell you too about like how she started.
Oh, we'll get into that.
Yeah. So I started with and I talked a little bit about this past episode, but I did have a really good mic. That is one thing that I did have. I think that spending your money most on a mic is, I think, the most important thing that you can do. A really nice mic. You know what I mean?
Really nice mic to start out with, and then I just upgraded my mic.
Right. So I think having a good mic, solid mic, you don't have to have a camera. You don't even have to have a good camera. You don't have to have the best lighting. You don't have to have, you know, the top of the line freaking headset. No. I'm just, you know, you don't have to have an Elgato Stream Deck. You don't have to have even a capture card. You don't have to have any of these things. But what I think the most important part is to at least have a good either a computer or a console. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Something to be able to hold the frames.
Right. And you don't even have to have the best internet.
No.
Either. But just, you know, having either a nice, like a PC that'll run it or a console that will run it. And having a good mic, I think, is the most important part.
Yeah, I agree.
So having, like, a good setup. And then, like, just, you know, interact. I think the most important part is interacting with the chat. That is something that I've been focusing on. That is one of my main focuses. I make sure to, if somebody, because here's the thing, I'm sorry, I'm kind of going on a little bit of a tangent. If somebody takes the time to come into your chat out of their day, that is a blessing. Like, truly a blessing to you. Mm-hmm. If somebody even is lurking in your chat, like, that is a blessing to you. Yeah. Because that it means at least they care enough about the community, about you, about, you know, the streams, that they are willing to try and support you and however they can. And if they chat in your you know, chat, that blows my mind that people are chatting in my streams. You know what I mean? And just, like, taking the time to chat about something and just making sure that you kind of interact with that, I think, is probably one of the most important things. And we'll talk about, like, dead air and stuff like that, too, I'm sure. But, how about you, Kat?
Okay, so I originally, as you stated, Rob and I had a channel called Code Brew Gaming. We streamed for a few months together. Mm-hmm. I had some traumatic things go through that year that I kind of brought up
in the last episode a little bit.
In the last episode, but that event had happened at that time frame, and I kind of just didn't really want to do anything anymore. Right. Like, I didn't want to do that thing anymore.
Yeah. Makes a lot of sense.
So, yeah, it was a rough patch, but I mean, I'm fine. I'm through it. Yeah. It's all good. Yeah. But so we stopped. We just kind of stopped. We didn't even say anything. We just stopped. And so that was probably beginning of May of 19. Yeah. So around November, it had played in the back of my head, and I had approached him and I had said, you know, I would like to stream again, but I want to do it alone. Yeah. Because he is so creative. He is a musician. Yeah. He does so many different things. Yes. I didn't have that creative outlet for me because I'm a nurse. Like, I didn't have anything to put my time towards that was creative, and I really was craving it. Yes. And it's not that I didn't want to stream with him. It's just I wanted a thing that was mine. Yeah. So we talked because I wanted to make sure he understood, like, it wasn't because I didn't want to do the thing with you. It was because I want this thing to be like my own thing for me to have for myself. So I actually, we talked, I created the channel. I used to go by Dark Rose Cat for a couple months.
Yeah, you did.
I was Dark Rose Cat for a bit. But it was such a long name, and nobody would just call me Cat. That's really what I wanted.
Yeah.
So I actually talked with, I talked with Rob, I talked with one of my other mods.
Yes.
And between about the four of us, we kind of created Coffee Cat, which I know it's spelled very oddly for people, but it's actually a play on words between coffee and copycat.
Yes.
Because my name is Cat, it's just, I still wanted the coffee feel.
Yes.
But I wanted it to be short so people would call me Cat.
Right.
And everybody calls me Cat now, which is great.
Yes.
So I made the account. My very first stream on that account was January 5th of 2020. Mm-hmm. I streamed the very first Devil May Cry because I wanted a short...
Oh my gosh, I did all the Devil May Cry series too.
Yeah, I did. That was fun. I got to see this one play the entire series. It's very near and dear to my heart.
The entirety of the series except for Devil May Cry 2. Anyway.
It's series very near and dear to my heart, but I wanted a game that was relatively short.
Yeah, and it is.
Yeah, it's about 9 hours if you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
It's roughly about 9 hours. Right. So I just wanted a short game that I felt like people would know.
Yes.
And it means a lot to me, and I love it. And I kind of started getting that momentum going, and over almost a year and a half later, we've definitely gotten to places that I did not think we'd already be. Mm-hmm. I've learned a lot that I'm sure we'll be able to get into. I currently am streaming Nier Replicant and Final Fantasy IX. I'm actually going to be on the front page next Monday of Twitch.
May 17th.
May 17th, I will be on the front page of Twitch. I'm raising money for the St. Jude Play Live.
Which is going very well right now.
Very well. We have raised $1,500 already for the kids.
Yes.
New goal is 2K, so we'll see. They're being a little wild. I'm like setting up these goals and they're blowing past me like it's nobody's business.
Which is really good.
For the kids. Yeah. Whatever it takes. I've had really nasty bean boozles in my mouth, by the way. Dirty dishwater is disgusting. That is like the word. Oh yeah, it was dirty.
I've seen you do like I saw toothpaste and...
Oh, toothpaste is not bad. Toothpaste was like a relief. Because I had eaten booger.
Oh, Jesus.
So the next one I got toothpaste. And I was like, oh, this is a relief.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, it's toothpaste. And I was like, y'all act like toothpaste is nasty. Toothpaste at least has some
sort of minty flavor to it.
Yeah, it tastes like you're like eating gum.
Yeah.
And you're just swallowing the gum.
Yeah.
But I am currently in a stream team called Warriors of Light.
Right.
Run by the lovely Mandersnatch. We love her so much. She is incredible. Yes. I've met a lot of friends.
I've noticed that.
I have a lot of friends, not just like going throughout the streaming, but also from that stream team, that space. I've made so many friends and met with people that I didn't think that I would meet.
Yeah, and I want to learn more about, so I want to talk to you about stream teams. I want to say a little bit later because I have questions for you about that and things like that. So anyways, of course. Continuing.
But yeah, I have so many new friends that you wouldn't think you'd make, and we're
some really good friends.
Some very, very close, good friends that
may or may not be on the podcast.
Maybe perhaps.
But yeah, so
goal-wise, I just want to see the community continue to grow.
Yes.
They have grown a lot more than I thought it would at this point in time. And I hope to continue to see that. They are chaotic as all hell, but I love them to death.
Chaotic good.
They are chaotic good, that is the joke. Because they take everything as a challenge.
Yes.
They really do. They do. They take it as a challenge, but I appreciate them. And I hope to see Twitch partner by the end of this year. It is definitely something that's been on my radar and something the community and I have been pushing forward towards, something that they want for us as well. And I don't know, they're my chaotic little bunch, but they're becoming not so little anymore.
Yeah.
The funny thing is I've noticed I don't know if yours does this, but they'll get a new person in, and they'll say, and one of the community members will come up with some, like, they'll talk about the stupid random jokes that we've come up with, and the person just starts to play into it. I'm like, great, now you're just getting this person to join.
Yes.
Now this person's turning against me, too.
It's all in good fun.
Oh, it's all in good fun. They know I love them, but... But yeah, that's...
Yeah.
I have learned a lot. Streamer Twitter, I think, is probably the thing I could say is the craziest of all of them.
I used to be really involved with streamer Twitter, but then I've kind of, I've stepped back a little bit because I've just realized, I'm like, this is getting a little toxic because there's a lot of toxicity in streamer Twitter sometimes. It just depends on which side you look at.
Yeah, I mean, there's some good. I try to look at things
There is some good.
There's some good, but there's also some bad.
Really bad.
And they, I don't know. I mean, I think some people are genuine, but it can be very hard with how a lot of the people surrounding that area are.
Yeah.
Just... I don't really partake in it. I talk to, the friends that I've made that I follow on Twitter, but I swear to God, I'll scroll through Twitter and you just see this random thing about streamer Twitter. I'm like, what are they talking about now? It's always the same shit,
It is always the same stuff.
It's always the same shit.
It is. And it's driving me nuts. And I that's actually kind of why I'm really glad that I did decide. I was like, okay... Well, I always, I'm on there a little bit here and there, but I'm not nearly as much as I was, I think, for a time. And I don't know, I've realized that it's kind of also healthier for me, to just,
don't you just feel
not be involved in that
better?
Shit. I feel, listen,
so much better.
I have felt so good by kind of staying a little bit off of streamer Twitter, because I have I've felt a lot better, honestly, after I've done that, because it's just good. It's a lot of crap. It's a lot of crap.
So much crap.
But Jesus, streamer Twitter. God. But yeah, no, I wanted to talk about can we talk about stream teams?
Yeah,
okay,
sure.
So how did you how did you find, I guess, your stream team, and how did you, how was the application process? And talk to me about, the people that you have, met through there and stuff.
Yeah, so, stream teams are run by Twitch partners. Only Twitch partners can have stream teams. Now, there are organization teams that also exist that you can partake in from Twitter and things like that, but they're usually Apex based, Fortnite, more of those first person shooter type games, which is totally fine. They run tournaments and things like that, but a Twitch partner can make a stream team. And basically what it is that you go through an application process. I'm just kind of please,
so because I want them to know too.
So they make an application, you fill it out, you send it in.
Yes.
And they review you as a streamer because you are representing them basically in a way, and it kind of helps to create more charity events, partaking in charity events, making some new friends. It's a really great way to get to know people.
Yes.
And the cool thing is when you get your acceptance email, there's actually a thing you can go into Twitch to add the team. So, if you come to my channel, you can see what I'm playing, but then you'll see team. It says Warriors of Light.
Yes.
And if you click it, you can see all of my teammates.
Yes.
So, yes.
And, now your St. Jude thing, is that for your stream team, or is that completely separate?
No, that's through so I am the campaign runner.
Okay.
But, so all of my, the money I raise is separated. We each can partake to support.
I get it.
So all of the money combined is in support of that, but we're still our own individual, campaign. It's just the cat cafe for the kids. But I can support Warriors of Light's campaign. And then the total that we all raise
goes toward the kids.
Yeah.
Right.
So, and it's really, really cool. So I found Warriors of Light. So one of my favorite streamers' name is Sarah Key. So she had a community member who was partnered called Mandersnatch. And she just made her stream team. I think I joined in December. I don't know how long the team has been around.
Right.
But I really liked her as well. and I saw that she made a team. I really liked the environment, very Final Fantasy oriented, and it's Warriors of Light, which I play Final Fantasy 14.
Right, which is a huge, like, part of that, basically.
Who doesn't want that next to their name when you're a 14 fan? Yes. So her application was pretty simple. I kind of just explained, like, what my Twitch name was, who I was, the games that I played, kind of talked about schedules, community, stuff like that. Some of them are a little bit more in depth depending on which ones you go for. Yes. I can't speak for all of them because I don't know everybody's process. Some are bigger, some are smaller, more tight-knit. But yeah, I just told her a little bit about myself, what I stream, what I like video games, what got me into streaming, goals. A lot of them will ask you what your goals are. And I just wanted more streamer friends because as a variety streamer, it can get a little difficult to find people. Yeah. So I sent it in, and a couple days later, I saw that I got accepted into the team. And then the nice thing is once you add it to your list, you actually can go through and see, like, your teammates and things like that. And I was like, okay. Cool. So I was kind of just going through, and I think Hannah is the first one I stumbled across. I love her so much. She's such a sweetheart.
I've seen her stream. She's pretty great.
I love her so much. I really
like her a lot.
She was starting, I think she was starting Kingdom Hearts, if I remember correctly. Yes. So I popped in there, and I told myself I needed to start talking to people. I'm really bad. Like, I don't mind lurking.
I'm also very bad about that.
Well, usually I try to at least talk for, like, a little bit, but then if I have to lurk, like, I'll leave the stream up and just walk away. Yes. But, so I just said hi, and she had such a great energy.
She really does.
She made me feel very welcomed. Her community made me feel very welcomed.
They're really sweet.
It kind of snowballed in, and we talked about, and her favorite video game is Final Fantasy VII. My favorite video game is Final Fantasy VII. We were bonding instantly, and then she came to my, like, it was just back and forthness of us talking and stuff like that, and rating into each other and talking and things like that. Yeah. So she's very, very sweet. And then I've met, like, Allie, I've met Cindy Craig. I have so many friends. I know. I can't name them all. Yeah. But they're such a great group of people. They're so freaking kind. Mm-hmm. And you pop in there, and they'll be like, oh my god, you're a warrior of light. Holy crap.
Love that.
Just their energy that they bring. They make me happy.
It's so special.
It's honestly helped me meet so many more people, and I've never felt so outside of my own community. Right. I've never, and of course, like, close friends, I've never felt so welcomed by strangers. Yeah. In a space that,
I understand that. And, like, so for me, I've been, I know you were weren't you a part of a stream team prior to that as well? Oh, God. Right, okay. So here's the thing. We're not going to go into that. I don't know if you want to go into that.
No, I'll do, like, a brief. I made some friends out of it. It's not the same as this one, though, where it was run by a Twitch partner. Okay. There was no Twitch partner. It was one of those more, like, organization type ones. Okay. Now, I had just started streaming only a couple months in. I didn't really know, but I met a friend.
You did.
I've met a couple friends. Which is great.
Our friends now, too.
So, that's about the real benefit I got. What I have to say is this. Don't just join a team because you think it's going to get you things. I'll tell you that. It does not get you anything. If you look for friends, you'll get friends. Right. But just be careful. Really look into it, because when I went in the second time around to look into Warriors of Light, I kind of was familiar with how Mandy is and how other members of the team are.
So, and that I'm going to play off of that because that's what I want to talk about. Yeah. Learning from you, from your first stream team experience. I learned from that, and I was like, okay, I'm not just going to up and join a team. I'm not just going to up and join a team. Because the fact of the matter is, I want to be a part of a team. And I have been looking. I have been looking. I actually have a couple in my mind. If they open up their application process again, which they haven't for a while. It's been months now.
Yeah, some of them...
They take a while. They take a while to open up their application process. I have decided that I will, that I'm going to be applying for these certain stream teams because I know the partner, like you said. I've been into their streams. I know some of the other people involved, with this stream team that I have been talking to.
You're familiar with the vibes.
I am familiar with the vibes. And that's, I think that's where I wanted to get. I wanted to get to a place of where I'm comfortable with the community that's involved with these stream teams.
Yeah.
And really get the vibe of how they really are. You know what I mean? And not to mention, like, the person running it, so the partner. You know what I mean? And I really wanted to be in that partner space to see, like, how they are. And I've realized, kind of going through it, that is what I want for my community. You know what I mean? Like, and I think that's what you got to look at it. Like, you know what I mean? How would you probably looked at it for, like, Warriors of Light.
And I'm kind of glad that maybe I had that experience so that you could learn from that experience, because...
That's why I haven't for so long, because I realized that's something I needed to really, like, hone in and really look at than just...
Well, that's what I did when I went to look into Warriors of Light. Like, after that one incident,
you took some time.
I didn't think about doing it, and then I had gotten word of mouth about them. I was very familiar because of Sarah and Mandy and things like that, so I watched a couple other streamers that partake in the stream team.
Yes.
That very kind, love the energy, love being there. And I was like, okay, I like this name, I like these vibes, I like these people.
Yes.
I'm gonna go for it.
Yeah.
And I got in, I love it. I've met a couple more,
You've made some friends.
Made a lot of good friends that I literally can call friends.
Yeah.
And it was a great decision.
Yeah, and, like, I think that's kind of, like, I really want, and that's another thing, too, is I want my community's vibes to match with, or at least similar vibe with, and the space that your team or whatever,
And I think that's the nice thing, too, is, like, the community does vibe with
their
communities.
And that's what...
Like, you can raid into them,
yes,
and the vibes are still going, yes. Or they can raid into you, vibes are still going. Everybody's like, oh my god, you're here, what's up, so-and-so, and they, like, know each other, and it's just like...
Yes. Because and that's the thing is, like, again, like, that's why I waited for so long, because I was just like, okay, well, I have a couple in my mind now. I have, like, 2 in my mind that I'm kind of, like, looking at. And I'm like, okay, well, if their applications processes are open, then, I'm definitely going to apply and see what happens, either one of them, so.
I say go for it.
I'm just going to try. So, but yeah. Do we want to talk about, like, dead air and stuff?
Yes.
And, like, so maybe some tips or something that we have, like, as people who have been streaming on Twitch for longer than a year.
I have in my opinion, one of the best tips that I at least do for myself, because it happens, because people will get into the game just as much as you are.
Yes.
And it doesn't mean people aren't there.
Yes.
Sometimes they're just really focused.
Right, and they're like, or they're just, like, lurking and, whatever.
Which is just as, important and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
I have started telling random stories that have happened throughout my week or throughout my day. If I'm, like, fighting, I will just start telling random stories, and I'm just like, y'all ain't gonna believe this shit.
Love that.
I definitely always comment on boss battles, because I can't always look away.
Yeah?
You can't always look away, especially in an action-based RPG.
Especially Dark Souls.
Dark Souls, you can't look away. Nier, you can't look away.
No.
If you're not playing, like, a turn-based game, you really can't look away.
No, you can't. There's no way.
So I'll make comments like, this son of a bitch! I'll be like, guys, this is really hard!
Yeah.
Like, I always find a way to make a comment or talk about something that happened in my life if there is that dead air. But what about those are my basic tips.
Yeah, I mean, like, kind of mine align with yours as well. I kind of do the same thing. Something that I do is, like side tangents, too. So if somebody's talking about, like, a certain topic, and then I'd be like, oh, yada, 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 and then, like, complete side tangent, but that kind of also relates.
Yeah.
That is also very helpful. So then when you get on that side tangent, then you spiral into more, like, conversation or more different tangents that you go on or whatever. I think that the most important part is to stream, and I think I think, I don't remember who told me this. I don't know who told me this. I don't know if I found this out from the internet, probably. But, like, stream like you're streaming to 100 people.
Yes. Always.
Stream like you're streaming to 100 people. So if 100 people are just kind of chilling, lurking in your... but not saying anything, like, what are you going to do?
Roll with it.
You have to keep the momentum going. You have to really talk about, like, oh, that, that was really interesting there. Or, like, I don't know, like, be yourself too. Like, don't be yourself. But just, keep the momentum going, and, like, especially if community members are coming in and chatting, chat with them, and, don't gloss over them, because that's so rude. Like, it's just so rude. And, like, I mean, like, it's understandable if you can't get to, like, every comment, because you're not going, like, if you have chat going, you're not going to get to every comment. Like, it's just not possible.
Chat has gotten to that point where sometimes I have to scroll back up, because they'll just zoom, and I'm like,
yeah. Y'all. It happens. And, like, and they might not even be talking to you. Like, they might be talking to people. But you still want to know want to know what they're talking about. Oh, yeah. It just happens. It's bound to happen. Now, something that I want to talk about, too, is mods. How to find good mods.
Oh. Well, here's the thing with that, I think.
Yes.
If you have friends and you have people that you can trust and people that want to do that for you, because it is a commitment and you have to commit.
Yes.
That is a good way to approach it, especially starting out.
Yes.
I also have seen people do mod applications. Come up with questions. To what degree? I'm sure you could look up those types of questions on the internet. But a lot of people will do mod applications, usually more towards their community, if, so they have more of a trusted person and not some random person that they don't know being in charge of their community.
Yes.
So I would say just that approach if you got a friend or a family member who's willing to do it and understands Twitch enough to do it. Or do application.
Yeah. So, and, like, that's, I'm gonna, yes, I agree with that. And I think, it definitely is a, commitment. It is something that, you definitely should be at. Whether you're modding, you might be modding, Twitch, or you might be looking at Discord, you know what I mean? Like, you gotta keep that in mind, too. Because, having a Discord channel for your streams is I think very important.
A lot of streamers usually will make one.
Yes.
I know
especially if you're growing.
I would highly recommend it.
Because then here's another thing too, is that it gets them involved with the community. I feel like that's a good community space to have. So that way, like, if any announcements or things happen or something like that, they're involved. They are in the know. You know what I mean? Things like that. Sorry, that was just a side tangent.
No, because then they can also talk to each other outside of stream, because...
That is also very important, too, because then you're building... I feel like that just enhances
They're not just having it happen... community. Like, on stream, they're having it happen outside of stream, and they also get to talk to you.
Yes. And so, anyways, back to the modding thing, right? So yeah, agreed. Friends, family that, you trust, that, kind of know more about Twitch than, you would think, or whatever. I think that's, a good thing to have. Mod application definitely is a good way to go to. Also, just in general, if it's been a long time and you just notice that person is just always there, and just a good person in the community, shows positivity, will interact with different community members and things like that, are just there, and just, they're willing to help out and do, like, whatever they need to do to help you, I think is probably one of the most important qualities to have. And not adding, like, having a decent amount of mods, but not having too many mods. I think is a big thing to have. I've kind of realized I went a little gung-ho at the beginning, but I'm slowing down. I'm to the point of where I'm very happy with how many mods I have at the time being.
It's a good idea to have at least 2 as you grow that can show up, because the way a chat can go, you want multiple eyes on that chat in case a message needs to leave, that somebody needs to be banned, the community needs to be protected. So it is a commitment, and you definitely want to make sure that you have enough people looking
yes
at your chat.
And that's another thing too, is like if you stream at different hours of the day, if you stream at like in the afternoon versus in night or in the morning or whatever, you got to take into that like an account, that. You have to think about, also maybe time zones or something like that as well. I have a couple of my mod squad that, were there at different times. They're completely different countries. You know what I'm saying? Right. So it's something to think about and look at, and something to consider, I guess, for mod. And I'm trying to think of like what else. So good, like, okay, so games to stream.
Oh.
Or I guess in general, like, what should you stream?
I mean, the honest to God answer is just stream what you want. Stream what you're passionate about.
I'm glad that you said that.
Well, because I don't think you should go into the mentality of you should stream something that you think is going to get you to that partner goal. Because I'm gonna let you know right now, that's not it. That is an uphill. No, actually, it's not even an uphill battle. It's a battle.
Yeah, it is.
It is very much going to be like this.
Because here's one thing too. Like, for example, I streamed Shadow of the Colossus very early in my Twitch career. Never thought that because it's an older game, it's very much an older game, you know what I mean? A lot of people have played Shadow of the Colossus. It's not like something new that just came out or whatever. So, but I had people talk. I had people in my chat. I had people, like, you would never, it's the weirdest games sometimes that you would never think that people would come to your stream or whatever.
Yeah.
So don't expect, keep in mind to not expect to have people, like, if you are just like, oh, like, I'm using this as an example, but like RE8 that just came out, right?
Not a good idea to stream games that just came out, by the way.
No.
If you don't have the big community
that you already have. Mm-hmm.
Just a word of advice.
Yes.
I mean,
I was like, that's kind of where I was going. No
matter like, how attractive she is.
We listen. I'm very excited to eventually get to RE8.
Just came to my house yesterday.
I'm very.
And I'm like,
listen, I'm just getting it. I'm dipping my toes in the RE like community and fan base.
I just beat 7 not too long ago.
I know.
It was good.
I just beat 5 about 6 months ago, but now I'm doing 6 very, very soon, so I'm very excited about that.
I had to play RE4 on professional mode, too.
Oh, great. Have fun with that.
I get to look at Leon.
You know what? Fair.
You get to look at Leon Kennedy. I'm gonna be great. Are you kidding me? Help me, Leon.
I guess. So like, can we talk about like charity? Can we talk about like merch? Can we talk about like, okay, so let's talk about charity. So I think a good time for like a charity, you know what, honestly, anytime's a good time for a charity event. Anytime. Let's be real here. Anytime that you want to do it. I know it's honestly my first charity event. I was kind of very nervous and really didn't know a whole lot about. So really like researching, looking up. I know there's a lot of good charities to, give money to and things like that, to raise money for. You just gotta look. You gotta think about, like, what would also work with your streams and stuff like that, because I know that, like, for me, like, I had to use Tiltify.
Yep, I'm using Tiltify.
Right. Which is a really good thing to use, but not all, and Tiltify is fantastic. there's certain, like, charities that are not available. Like, so you have to, I would suggest, if you're doing charity events and things like that, make sure you research the charity first of all, and second of all, make sure that it's on the roster of,
yes,
like, example, Tiltify. If it's on Tiltify, you know what I mean, then you're good to go.
Which is pretty easy to just start typing in that charity, and
then
they usually pop up.
It will. Because I know I did World Wildlife Fund. I did that towards, like, December. We raised, you know, a bit of money. I was also still smaller, you know, and I'm still growing, but, you know, we did raise a little bit of a chunk of money, and, you know, that was kind of good.
Yeah.
I don't know. And Tiltify made it so much easier.
Tiltify makes it really easy.
So much easier, so...
It's, because I raised money for the Freedom Fund.
Right, you did.
I raised money for the NAACP.
Right.
And now we're currently doing the St. Jude Play live.
Yes.
And Tiltify makes it just so much easier because I've had to up the goal.
Right.
Which it's really easy just to go in,
yes,
it pops up. They make little banners for you, so you can keep that up on your stream and all of that, like little overlays. And Tiltify does a lot of work. Definitely a lot of work for, you don't have to do a whole lot. As long as you know, like, what you want to call the campaign, what campaign you're going for, and the goals and incentives and things like that. And it's real time, so people can see, like, when they donate, it'll pop up on the bar will move.
You get a little message, and it's real cool. I need to get more charity streams going, but I was just really nervous about my first one, so...
Yeah, this is the bigger one. This is definitely the biggest. This is definitely the biggest we've raised.
Yes.
And it's still going. I started this month, and they just went. The Play Live is a pretty big deal, though. I wanted to participate in it since I started streaming, but I started streaming, so by the time it was May, I just didn't think about it. So this time around, when this year came around, I was like, we're participating in the Play Live, and I regret nothing.
Yeah, I think that I want to do that. I think maybe next year.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try that.
You should. I've had so much fun. It's really cute. They message you, like, they'll be like, just so you know, like, they like, you know how St. Jude does if you, like, do donate.
Yes.
So, and you can actually see, we've collectively, because it's not just me, it's multiple streamers to the Twitch platform. It's one of the coolest events I think I've ever had the opportunity to partake in. You can see how much we've all collectively raised, and it's over $1 million already.
That's
and
amazing.
It's the second week of May.
Wow.
Their overall goal for the month is $4 million, which I think they're gonna get to it. But between all the streamers that are partaking in this, it's incredible.
Yeah.
So they take good care of all of us, and they do good. It's so nice to see what that money goes towards for the kids.
Yes.
You can see, they let you know, be like, this, you know, you just did all of this, and this amount of money will do this for the kids. Because if you don't know, with St. Jude, parents don't pay anything. It's all donations. So the Play Live's a really big deal.
Yeah.
If we raise $4 million, that's going to do a lot for those kids. Yeah. So, not me personally.
Right.
Overall, though.
Oh, yeah. That's, you know, I've always wanted to do, like, a different, like, charity than for World Wildlife Fund, which, I mean, it was great, but it was just, again, like, I was new to it, so I didn't really know until, like, you don't really know until you actually do it, kind of thing, you know, and I think it's always good to give back in any way, shape, or form, you know, even if it's just, like, $1, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, any dollar amount helps, no matter what charity, so never think your dollar amount doesn't matter.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Do we want to talk about merch really quickly?
Yes.
Okay. So, I know you have merch.
I do. I made it myself.
Yes.
I drew it up myself.
Yes. Oh, and I want to talk about, like, bits, like badges, and emotes and stuff like that. I forgot. I was going to talk about that too.
That's okay.
So, talk to me about, like, merch and, like, how you, like, came up with your merch ideas and, like...
Yeah, sure.
How you decided to go, like... I forget, Design by Humans? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, I go through
how
you
humans. Did, like, and how that all kind of works.
So they're actually really pretty approachable. If you create, like, an account with them, you can set up a store. It's really easy. And then I used my iPad on Procreate. And
right.
So my name's Coffee Cat.
Right.
I made a cat cup with ears.
Love that.
And it just says Coffee Cat. And then there's another one. We're called the Cat Cafe. mostly not by my choice. It was mostly their idea. They wanted to keep with it. So we're the cafe or the cat cafe. I don't either or. They don't mind. And it says welcome to a cafe. And these are mostly shirts. There's a couple like hoodies and crew necks and things like that. Designed by Humans made it pretty simple. Like literally once I had it all up, you can upload it and then you can pick the design. You can pick all the color options that you want available for the shirt.
Okay.
You can pick what, like if you want just t-shirts for that design, you just hit just t-shirts and then you upload it. You can see it.
Yes.
Make sure if you draw your own, you take the background off, like the white background off Procreate, you eliminate it.
Translucent.
Yeah, make it translucent, and unless you want the white background or you did a background for it.
Right.
And then you upload it, and then you just, like I said, you pick the colors, and then that option shows up in your store, and you just link it. You have a direct link to it, or they can search your name, and that's where it's at.
Okay.
Pretty simple, actually.
Okay. And like, when would you suggest, I guess, somebody that's like coming into streaming when they should do like merch?
I did mine pretty recently. I mean, it's really up to you. If you have a really cool design and you want to go for it, I don't really think there's any bad time to start making merch. I started to do it because I got asked about it.
Right.
I was getting approached. They'd be like, "Oh, when we get in that coffee cat merch," and I was like, "Oh, do you guys want merch?" And they're like, "Yeah, let's get some merch." So, I have a couple more design ideas that I do want to throw up on the shop and maybe revamp and take down the old ones and just revamp it up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I say if you have an idea and you have a community that wants it behind it, you have a really cool name for it, do it. I think it's cool.
Cool. I was just curious about that.
No, you're okay.
I don't have any merch myself, so I don't know if I will until I'm asked as well. So you're approached, but yeah. So and then bit badges, emotes, stuff like that. Okay, let's talk about that because so I created my own badges and I created some of my own emotes for a bit.
Right.
And then we actually have the same emote artist which we're gonna give a plug out to Jennifer here because we love you and
I love you so much.
So it's RedVelvetRabbit. She was on Etsy, yes. And actually, for my emotes for the beginning, I did again create my own. And then I was like, Kat, help me! I need an emote artist. Where would you suggest? And Kat's like, go to Jennifer. And I'm like, okay. So I talked with.
Send everybody to Jennifer.
Literally, she is such a such a sweetheart. And her art is just like literally.
It's
incredible.
And she's really easy to talk to if you tell her your ideas.
The price is right, to be honest.
Her pricing is really, really good per emote, or she has an affiliate package if you just got affiliated, which I can kind of dive more into that about what that entails. Because when you first started being an affiliate, you only got one emote.
Right.
Well, they recently changed that to where you get 5 emotes, which is really, really cool. Now you unlock them based upon subscribers and things like that, just like partners do. But she had this really cool affiliate package where she created like a year of badges. She made you your first tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3, which is just different money amounts for subscriptions on Twitch, to each their own if you want more emotes or you want the emotes like the extra ones.
Yes.
And then, she would price them based off of the one.
Right.
So, which can get kind of crazy, but she also helped me out because coming up with an emote idea can be so difficult.
Oh, yes.
So, when I started out, when you already have 3 emote options, because you only, literally an affiliate only got, one emote slot.
Right.
I was like, well, what do you suggest? Do you have suggestions? And she would tell me, basic suggestions that she had come up with that she saw other people do that would be really, really cool. Right. And since then, we've come up with some funny bit emotes, which you get from cheering to your favorite streamers.
Yes. And I have another emote artist that I actually use as well for my bit emotes right now. And I really like her as well, and she's really sweet. And her name is Mary Glow. So she is on, I think, Pfizer is where I found her. Fiverr. And she's also on Twitter. So
okay, cool.
Definitely highly recommend her as well because she was really sweet, and she I had a bunch of different ideas, and she was just like, okay, we can do that too. Always willing to and I think what's important too about finding an emote artist or a badge artist or whatever is to really kind of, I know that a lot of them, if you ask them afterwards to hey, can you actually add this or something?
Yeah.
They especially Jennifer, she will do that for you. So it's kind of really nice to have that, and just having a relationship with an artist is really nice as well, because also the One Up Spot logo that we have right here
was by her.
Actually. So highly recommend her as well. In terms of I guess starting scenes and what else?
BRB ending,
all that, and also what is it called? Underneath the in your bio, in your section,
panels.
The panels. I'm sorry, the panels. I know you did your own panels.
I did do my own panels.
I also did my own panels. And then for your starting soon and all that, didn't you make that?
I did not make those.
Okay.
I went through Tactical Lion Designs.
Okay.
I like it. I'm actually probably gonna tweet. Here's the really cool thing. I'm not gonna lie. If you tweet that you are looking for artists for that, your 100%. Account will blow up, by the way. They will be messages and comments, but you will find what you're looking for.
I actually agree with that.
Well, my avatar for my streams,
yes.
I knew what I wanted,
yes.
but I tweeted about it. Now, my account blew up, obviously, because I tweeted out a general thing, and word of mouth, people will tell other people.
Yes.
But I found my person,
yes.
and they did an incredible job.
They really
I love
did.
It is exactly what I wanted.
Yes. And that's what I did for my avatar, too.
So I highly, highly, highly recommend, if you can't find something, just tweet about it.
Yes.
Tweet about it.
Yeah. I agree with that.
And then, you build that relationship. Because, you said with Jennifer,
yes.
I can message Jennifer and be like, I have an emote idea. Can we do that?
Right.
Instead of just, going through her,
yes.
Etsy shop, I can just message her now. But we built that relationship with her.
Right. And that's kind of what I did for my starting soon, ending soon, which I spent a lot of time trying to find, and also just honing in my idea, because I had a big idea for, if you look at my starting soon, ending soon BRB scenes, there's a lot of detail, and there's a lot of time that I spent with my artist, going through, okay, this is what I want, this is what I want, this is what I want. And that's what I did. I threw it up on Twitter, and she's on Twitter, but she mainly is on Instagram, and she's RoseyDahlia. So I'll link all the people that we talk about in the description here. But yeah, she's really also extremely, extremely nice to work with. She was very, very patient with me. She really made, I think, my idea come to life more than I ever anticipated. So, and she's just the price was just literally out of this world, and I gave her a really, really good tip because she was just absolutely amazing. But I feel like you don't have to have those things right away, just so everybody knows. You can, what I did for mine is I did a very generic, I got it off of a package, kind of deal.
Yeah.
You don't have to have all those things, I think, at the get-go.
No, you don't have to.
No. So, or even panels for that matter. That's not stuff that should matter to you.
No, it'll come as, you continue to do all of that stuff. It'll be small things, that you think of and you can just get done at any point in time.
Yeah. Absolutely. I'm, trying to think of other things.
I think we've really hit the nail on the head. I think we really
covered a lot of, bots! I wanted to quickly go about bots.
Those lovely, not bad bots, Streambots. Lovely, lovely Streambots.
Listen.
My bot is, so basically it's you put commands into it and exclamation points or...
Yeah.
Just a little simple tool that I think could be considered. There's a lot. There's the Stream Elements. There's Nightbot. We use is it the Streamlabs bot?
Streamlabs bot. Chatbot.
Yep. chatbot. My name.
Highly recommend.
Highly recommend. I love it. You can name it. Mine's is called Coffee Pot Bot.
I don't remember which one. Mine's the Mocha Chip Bot. I
think it's Mocha Chip Bot.
I think it's the Mocha Chip Bot. Listen, I have used a lot of bots. You know, I've gone through a lot of bots. I've gone through Stream Elements. I've gone through Nightbot. I've gone through, what's another good one? I went through Moobot.
I think I had Nightbot, and then I got the Streamlabs bot.
Nightbot is such a... But listen, as a starting bot, it's not bad. Nightbot, I think I would suggest to anybody, but just make sure you really hone in, like, the words in specific.
Because it'll take care of things, but it'll really also just delete everything
it
in
will
its path.
Literally...
Does not give a shit.
Yeah. Oh god, that bot. And then, I was like, okay, well, what other bots? And then Streamlabs came up, and I was like, Streamlabs, okay. Let's give this a go. And it's such a good bot. I really freaking like it. I really like it a lot. So, highly recommend that bot. I'm trying to think of other things that happen, like, in stream. I think we really talked about a lot of stuff.
We really did.
If you guys have any questions or anything like that, just comment them down below. I'm sure we would be able to get back to you guys on that.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Definitely.
Especially if you are, like, a newer streamer or, like, a streamer that, like, just hit affiliate or, like, even just a streamer that has just questions overall.
Yeah, let us know. We'll definitely be able to try and help you with whatever we can.
Yeah. Because we haven't been streaming for that long, but, like, we also have, I feel like, enough experience to kind of lead you in the right path, I think.
We've learned. We have experience.
We do. But yeah, and then just, I don't know, end it with, like, networking, talking about networking really quickly.
Yes.
So... I'm gonna tell you right now, follow for follow does not work.
Don't do it.
Just don't do it.
Just don't do
waste of your time. Waste of your time. Like, complete waste of your time, actually.
They will not show up. I'm just gonna tell you right now.
They're not gonna show up.
Nope.
They're just gonna be a waste of space in your follower count.
They're not gonna show up.
And TBH, viewers, also, side note, viewership, if you turn that button off.
Turn it off. Actually, OBS, I don't even know where it's at, so... So I can't see it.
Oh, okay, that's fair. But I know where mine's at, but I, like, literally, I turned it off, I think the past 6 or 7 months now, and I've never looked back, and I've never been happier.
Turn it off.
I've never been happier.
If you're using OBS, you'll never find it, because I've never found it.
I think I was stressed to the max trying to get affiliate, I think, for the first few. I was like, okay, I need to get that 3 viewership, you know what I mean? Like, consecutively.
It can be mentally draining to sit there and, like, watch, like, because it's going to fluctuate throughout your stream.
Yes.
So it can, if that's what your focus is and that's what you're thinking, you're not going to give your best thing, and then you're suffering, like, your stream suffers, and it's not worth it.
Turn it off. But anyway, follow for follow does not work.
No. Talk to people. Do the...
Actually, go into other people's streams.
Yeah, go
and hang out with people. Talk to people. Be a part of somebody's community. Get into their Discord. Start talking. Start. If they have a self-promotion section, start self-promoting. Start talking to people.
And don't just self-promote for the
that
love of God.
Also.
Do not go into their Discord and just self-promote.
Just only.
And then don't talk, because no one's going to show up for that either.
Yeah, that's another thing, too. Like, I will, if you use, like, self-promote in my Discord, and if y'all aren't talking, like, in my Twitch, or, like, it'd be different if you're, like, talking in my Twitch or whatever, and then you self-promote, that's fine. I probably head over.
I don't have one in my Discord.
But if, if you self-promote or something in my Discord, and, like, you're not really talking, I don't really go into your chats. I mean, unless I really like you as a person, and you're talking to me on different social medias, like TikTok or something, like, then I'll probably head over and talk to you guys. But that's just me. That's just me. And I feel like that's just kind of how I do with, like, raids too. Like, if you're not, like, talking to me, if I don't know your community enough, if I don't talk to you, if you're not in, like, you know, that's kind of like how I see it. Or, you know, sometimes I randomly raid. I randomly raid somebody I don't know. But it's very rare. Because I don't know. I feel like, how about you? Like, about raiding really quick.
I raid friends. Yeah. You definitely raid friends. Same. I raid a lot of my teammates now, too. Okay. I raid a lot of teammates now, too. Or I'll go through my team list. And then sometimes I'll go and look and see if I can't find anybody that I haven't raided very recently. I'll try to see what game I'm playing and see if I want to hop in and, like, send people that way and do things like that. I've done that before, too, But
also, like, I feel like that's a little bit sus. A little bit. It's really risky. And what I like to do, if I'm in that situation where I don't really have a whole lot of people that are on or something, or I've, like, rated these people before or whatever, then what I do is I kind of, like, if I'm going to be rating somebody brand new, I look at their chat a little bit. Yep. I just chill, and I just lurk for a moment. I'm just like, hey, you know, like, my chat or whatever, like, while they're kind of, like, waiting, I kind of just, like, wait, and I'm like, hey, you guys can talk or whatever, and I'll be actively lurking and looking at seeing how like, they are, how they interact, their community, things like that, and kind of like see, you know, how they are. Important. I think that's the most important thing. So if you're rating somebody that you don't even freaking know, that's super important too. Yeah. So I think we've covered all the bases. Honestly, TBH. Guys. All right. You're the best. Thank you guys so much for chilling with us.
Thank you again. Like we said earlier, if you have questions, leave them down in the comments below. We'll do our very best to answer them.
Yes.
But we will see you next time on the One Up Spot podcast.
Yes.
I don't know why I did that.
Yes.
Yes. All right.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Anyway.
Bye.
Bye.
I hate myself so much.
Bye, guys.
Bye.